Okay,
That way you don't have to stay for the whole meetings.
okay.
If you don't want to, so yes.
Awesome. So I'm Miss Avila, and I'm here with my community capstone 2 students. And they're going to present to you a sanctuary school resolution that they have written. So in this class, the goal is to create one project as a whole group that they work on throughout the entire year. So what you're seeing tonight is a culmination of months and months of effort, of rewrites, of thought. They've done a lot of research to come to this point. They canvassed neighborhoods, they surveyed the school and the staff and the faculty. They've held focus groups open to community and also to the school, and just done a tremendous amount of thinking and work to come to this resolution that they've written today. I'm deeply proud of them. I'm honored to be their teacher, and it's been amazing to see how they've come to this point. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Coriana.
Hello, I'm Coriana, and since the past month of April, over 47,000 people have been detained by ICE, some of which had no criminal record, nor were they even undocumented. This is why we as a class decided to come speak to you, the board, about New America becoming a sanctuary school to not only protect the well-being of the students, but the well-being of the staff as well. By adopting the policies we have created, the safety of the people in our building is ensured. Before we get into the resolution itself, I'm going to allow everybody here to introduce themselves first and speak on the subject and why they care about this.
I'll start. Hi, my name is Camila Parameda. I am a student in New America School, and I want you, the board, to grant us the favor of having sanctuary school for the reason of students and families' own safetyness and freedom to learn new things within the school. I also want to say that as an immigrant, we need to feel comfortable in a place we need to grow and learn as we continue to strive and be accepted by the society. We wish for us to continue to hope and dream relentlessly with freedom.
Hi, my name is Oscar, and the New America School becomes a sanctuary school is important to me because as a descendant from immigrants, you know how ICE or even society can be with immigrants. And I think school shouldn't be a place where you feel afraid of go and never go back home.
Hi, my name is Evelyn, and I think becoming a sanctuary school is important because I feel as if all kids should have a place where they feel like they belong, or not only belong, but they feel heard and safe. And school should be a place where kids should feel like they all have the opportunity to learn without the worries of like the world. Is that how it is?
Hi, my name is Alex. The reason why we should make New America a sanctuary school is because I want families and students to feel safe from ICE. Even I'm worried because I have family and they have documents, but they could be racially profiled. I want myself and my family to be safe in the school.
Hi, my name is Renee, and it is important to me because it is opening up more opportunity for immigrant students, and this will cause less struggle for them and throughout their entire life because it's giving them an education. I relate to this because I've had family that have had to struggle without education simply because they're immigrants and they couldn't get assistance like this.
Okay, so now the students are gonna read the resolution itself and yeah.
Okay, this is the sanctuary school resolution. We, as New America students, called on the board to allow us to become a sanctuary school to ensure the safety of students and staff while also ensuring their privacy. Ensuring the safety of the people in our building is more than a policy. It is deep reflection of what our school values as a community. Students at New America School believe that we all should have equal opportunities to learn and to have good education. New America School is a place where students should feel safe and be able to call it haven, where they can thrive while earning a quality of education. We are a close multicultural without internet. So that they will always
Nice. Is it good? Can y'all hear me on online? Kelly, can you hear me? Okay. All right, so Margarita, what do you think?
Well, I stepped into the classroom today, and they had already mentioned this to me last week, Monday, I think. Monday. And I did come into their class today. We did have a conversation because originally the students had wanted this to be posted or in the handbook. The handbook is a public document. And so if they want to be, I guess, a private and not have this, I guess, announced to anybody, it can't be in the handbook. I do appreciate that you changed it. And I think New America is a sanctuary school. We welcome everyone. And that goes to the points in my original letter in January. But I think it's important to the students to have it titled or announced or a resolution saying that, yes, we are a sanctuary school. And my question to students is or Ms. Avila, we are a sanctuary school. So I just want to know the importance of it being titled that.
And I'll see if the students want to answer first. Why is it important that we title that? Because we had a lot of discussions in class about that very topic of why the title is important and why they wanted to do this. Because this is the action that they chose on their own after research. I think it was Renee who found in research what sanctuary schools were months ago. So I'll leave it to them. Why is it important for you all that we call it that officially?
I think it's like mainly because
There you go.
I think it's mainly because of like the fact that like one, there's not really much like sanctuary schools in New Mexico in total. So I think it would be very great to be one of the schools to have that, like one of those, you know? And then I also think that it's important to the people that want to come here, and it would bring more students here. So they don't like go to schools that aren't like that and then one day probably get taken away. And I feel like that's like really scary experience, you know, like I can't even like imagine that. So I feel like it's good to have a place like this, especially in Las Cruces, to basically allow people to come and.
Renee, I want to hear from you. Pull it closer to Ben.
I think it's more the fact that it'd be officialized. Immigrant students would be able to look out more for a sanctuary school that would be accepting and show that we're officially a sanctuary school, that we're for the immigrant students, that we won't let anything bad happen to them. Yeah. Just shows more safety. The sanctuary school, the officializing of it just had more meaning to it than just letting it be the case inside of school. It lets people looking for education know that they have a safe space.
Thank you.
those are all really good responses. And it's what you sometimes see at the state level about an issue. Like if there's an unspoken rule and everybody knows that you don't do this to this person, but it's not codified and put in rules, it can change at any minute. It can change on a whim. So this is a really important lesson to learn. And I think you're right. We need to do it officially in whatever way we can. Like Margarita said, I believe we can't put it in the student handbook, but we need it made official so that if Margarita leaves or some of the board members leave or whatever, whoever comes next still honors it. So I think you're right. So we will take all of this into an advisement, and we have it on the agenda to vote on tonight, but we don't have a quorum, so we may not be able to vote on it tonight, but we will vote on it at the next time that we do have enough. We have to have 4 members here to vote on things. So we will vote on it the next time, keep it on there no matter what. And I think it's a good idea. And you're not asking for anything that's illegal. Mm-hmm. You're not asking for anything that's going to cause people to come after us. You're just asking for a little bigger measure of safety. And we do act like this, but it's nice to get it. We're not actually doing a state law, but we're actually codifying it, putting it in code of this will show that, yes, that's something we believe in. So Jessica, what do you think?
I have a question. I love the idea. But I know that we're trying to, it says we don't want to alert media or unwanted attention. But by doing this, we are going to have attention because we are a sanctuary school now. So if somebody was to look it up, right, like what sanctuary schools are in New Mexico, they can potentially find it. So
since we won't be putting it on the website or in the handbook, there won't be any public document that says that we are. There's no list or official, official list of sanctuary schools of high schools.
Okay.
There is of colleges and universities, you can
Okay.
look that up, but you can't look up which high schools are sanctuary schools. So that information would be protected.
Okay, that was my like, it's scary, right? Like to even think about who could call somebody out on that. So, well, I'm glad that there won't be any issues with that. So,
And like Brianna was saying, there's one sanctuary school like petition out, I think, in Santa Fe, and NMSU tried to put a petition out, but they actually went the opposite direction and made a statement that they will never be a sanctuary school. It would be pretty powerful to have high school and law school staff.
I have a question too. So other than like placing this in writing at the front office and what have you, what else entails us becoming a sanctuary school?
So are you asking like what things we can do?
Like what makes us a sanctuary school? What's going to set us apart other than putting this in the front office and having a point person and all of these measures that you all listed? Like what sets us apart from LCPS?
I honestly do believe a lot of this stuff is already already something we already do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that already sets us apart. But I think it's the fact that like this school is so not trusting, but like it's a community, you know what I mean? Like it does accept everybody, no matter like what race you are, gender, you know, or anything. It doesn't really matter as long as you are a good person or something like that. And I think that's already something that sets us apart. And most of the stuff here, like I said, it's already like something we do. We're just making it official. And I think that's just stuff that makes it really different. And the fact that the school's small is also the thing.
And so just posting the resolution would make us that sanctuary school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, as long as
I was a little
that's our
confused.
own resolution,
Mm-hmm.
We can call ourselves a sanctuary school and we get to choose who knows and how we distribute that information.
Okay, great.
But passing the resolution is what makes us a sanctuary school. I'm not sure how many other schools are Dream Zone certified, maybe you know.
Yeah, so I guess I can introduce myself. For those of you who don't know, my name is Giovanni. I work with an organization called Mexico Dream Team, which you see here is reference in the needs of the students put together and that are already undergoing. Thank you for allowing to begin part of the Dream Zone training. So what the Dream Zone is it's an opportunity for educators to receive curriculum that is created by documented students, immigrant students, that has a history and background on immigration, a history and background on the systems of oppression that immigrants and other people of color deal with. Really puts forward like good ways and good trainings on best practices for teachers, best practices for curriculums and things like that. This was developed at UNM way back in the day, 2013 or 14, right? So not too long ago, but UNM at some point is or was and it continues to be Dream Zone certified, and different colleges and departments have that certification, and several, at least a dozen schools in Albuquerque have the same same certification for Dreamzone, right? Whether or not that extends to the students organizing like how they have now to create a solution for sanctuary school policy is, I think, the first here in New Mexico. So yes, but I hope that answers my question.
As far as I know, we would be the only school that requires students to have curriculum that touches on immigrant history and law and experiences somewhere within our school. I don't know that being a thing at LCPS, so that would set us apart also. Okay. Which we also already do, but it's nice to have it for right now. Anything else that the students want to add? How would it set us apart?
So the important part is we're making a statement. That's what we're trying to do, is make a statement that we're a sanctuary school. Who we make that statement to is our own business. Okay. All right. Well, we do appreciate all of y'all coming and talking to us about it. I'd like it when the students come and tell us what's important to them, because Jessica's in the school every day, although hers are itties, itty bitties.
They still tell me.
They just so hear from the students, because I don't always know. So it's really nice. So we really appreciate all of this, and we'll put it on the agenda for whenever we have a quorum again. And we may hold a special meeting next week because we have to get the budget done. So we may hold a special meeting next week. So as soon as we vote on it, we'll let you know. But we may not be able to vote on it tonight. But we really appreciate all this work. And, your classes learn a lot. Every time you ask them to do something and they're like, oh, okay, let's do it. It's really impressive.
They scare me sometimes. I wasn't so sure about becoming a sanctuary school. In all honesty, it feels intimidating in this political environment.
Yeah. Right.
But they went for it and they fought for it and they were very clear on what they wanted. So
okay, well, we'll vote on it with the board as soon as we can.
I would just like to make a statement.
Of course.
Being a staff member here, I just want to let you guys all know, all of the students, I'm so very proud of you for all of it. And all of the work and the research that you've taken the time to do to make this school a sanctuary school. Like you mentioned, I believe we already are. We're already doing a lot of the things that you mentioned here. But I'm very proud of you that you thought it was important enough to bring it to the board.
Yes,
And make it
yes,
official.
very proud. Absolutely.
It sounded amazing.
Miss Carla, you didn't introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Carla. I am a youth organizer with Cafe. So, and I have also been doing my clinical internship here, working with I do get to spend a lot of time with these students, the English language learner students, and share. As an immigrant myself, as someone who went through the public school system, who is also going through higher education, I am very inspired by these students. They've gone above and beyond to learn about immigration and also to create a change that is very needed in this community. I have supported them going deep canvassing, doing listening sessions, doing focus groups as they learn about the community and everything that. And I'm just very inspired by their willingness to go ahead and go out and knock on doors of just random strangers and ask them what they think. Hello, I'm learning about isolation and racism in the community. What do you think about it? I think it's one of the boldest things that I've been able to see as an organizer, and it's very powerful to see how community members respond to them, how them as youth are doing more than most adults are.
Absolutely.
They are in doing this and being strategic and being hopeful and being able to dream about the future that they want, and also taking the specific actions and being so sure about the change that they want to enact. So yeah, I just want to share how proud I am of them, of the work that they've done. It's been an honor to work with them through that process and to see how much they've grown. A lot of them were so nervous and then ended up being incredible at every single thing that they wanted to be on. So yeah, I'm just very proud of them. And I'm so thankful that I got to spend so much time with them this semester.
Grateful for you.
Excellent.
And Carla's graduating from NMSU right now. This summer.
Oh,
So
Congratulations.
She successfully finished her internship with New Americas.
That's
excellent.
great.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and we do appreciate your input, and always know you can come to us.
Mhm.
These meetings are open to the public. You can always come to our, just in case we're talking about anything, you can always come to our board meetings. So you're always welcome. So thank you for speaking up and letting us know what's important to you. We do appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good job. Fabiola, I'm glad I did my walkthrough today.
Is this your phone?
I'm like,
Okay, any other public input?
like.
Nope. Okay,
Did you look it up?
so we do
Yeah,
not
so
have a quorum.
Figured out that when I-
Can we just start where we left off? Because the same people are still. It's
What's your question?
Can we start what?
where we left off. Oh, never mind, Miss Kelly's. On the financials.
Yeah, we can go back to Ashley can talk about financials again. But we can't really vote on any of these things. So we can do all the things that aren't action items. But
Wait, Miss Cecilia's on there.
so Cecilia, can you hear us? Do you want us to go over the financials for you again? Now we're not gonna be able to vote on them. We're gonna have to go over them again at another meeting. So do you want us to go over them again? Because those of us in the room heard them.
So unless
She
we
was
accept
on
Dave,
too.
then we'd have quorum.
But okay, so Kelly, let me ask you this. Day is resigning.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to talk earlier and I was like, they can't hear me. I heard the last part. I wasn't sure. I didn't have a great connection, so I didn't try to sign on right at 4:30. So,
Okay, so we don't
but,
have So what we want to know is, do you want us, Jessica came early enough to come to the finance committee, so she and I have heard all the financials, and we're going to have to do them at another meeting because we don't have a quorum. We're going to probably have to, we're going to call a special meeting about the budget because we need to get it approved before June 1st, I believe. We don't have to, but our next meeting's not till June 19th and it's due June 20th. And I don't want to do that to Ashley where we vote on it the day before. So we're going to have a special meeting in the next 2 weeks to vote on the budget. We can talk about the budget then. But Kelly, our question is, Day is resigning, but she hasn't completed her training yet. So we should keep her on for the month of May. And so if that's the case, we still have 6 board members and we only have 3 tonight. So we don't have a quorum.
That's correct.
So what I was trying to tell Margarita, if she didn't have to do more hours too, and if we didn't need her, we would go ahead and say she's already resigned. But
right, that's exactly, you're exactly right, Susie, because that it's a you know, I went over her letter again, and she didn't really firmly commit, but she knew she had to finish the training, and she just wanted to know how much of it she had to finish, and unfortunately, she has to finish it all. So.
Yeah. So we need to give her till May to do that.
Yes, and
May
I think that's fair.
I
you know,
do
technically she has till June, but if she's not going to be, if she hurts you guys, the longer she stays on and not being able to attend.
And she couldn't make it tonight. Yeah. So she couldn't make it to the meeting tonight, or she would have come and then said, I need to resign next month or whatever. So
that's you know, so probably the best step for her, because she did ask about coming to the June meeting. I would say that if she can make her resignation effective as of the June meeting, then and if she can come, then you have a stronger chance of getting it. I mean, Dr. Stathis will be at the next meeting. I mean, this is just a hard time of year. There's so many events going on, and so, you know, if you could talk to Day and see if they will agree to stay through June, so you can finish the business of the school. That's the best case scenario, and then they can be there for the meeting, or they can resign, finish their training effective as of the end of May, and then you will have a 5-person board
board in June, starting in June. Okay, that's kind of what came into my mind when I was thinking about it. And I didn't want to let her, I knew we couldn't let her resign yet because she hasn't done the training, and somebody who's not on board doesn't need to do the training. And so, I mean, it's not that we don't let her resign. She's willing to work on it. So
the regulation in it says that you have to prorate the training even if you resign. So since they were on the board in July, then that means that they had the entire year. So CSD will most likely say they have to do all 10. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so should we go over the budget and the financials now, or just wait till the next meeting? Because we can't vote on them anyway.
I would just wait.
All right, so we'll move down to information items. Okay, so information item number 1 is GC training. Kelly, what do you have to tell us?
So I sent all those questions, and so we're queuing up for the June evaluation meeting where I'm going to come down and help facilitate with you guys. Is that still in play? Okay, so so we'll plan for that. But the questions, and there were some really good feedback. Cecilia had some great feedback. I think that's a wonderful addition. Anything about school safety, I think, is a critical question, and so. I don't see a need to do formal kinds of questions. The idea is that you generate ideas for questions that you will do at that meeting. Is that correct?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So you guys have that. And Cecilia, you know, the person who asks the question usually gets volunteered to come up with the question. So, and, you know, so, and I'm just kidding, but, you know, if you want to come up with a question, and then there will be an opportunity. So expect June meeting to be a little bit longer, but you don't have student of the month. So it'll be, that'll give a half hour.
So we would start right at 5.
And for this one, you're here, right, Miss Kelly?
Yes, I will be.
And Cook will be here too.
She's coming down for this meeting. That'll be helpful. She'll be in the room with us. So hopefully everybody will be able to come.
Yeah. And Margarita sent all the documents, the 360 and the self-assessment, which is a big part of this. So, you know, just the encouragement of the board to review all those documents and come up with their questions using that guide. And or your own questions, and then everybody will be prepared so Margarita can be on the hot seat.
So Miss Kelly, I should send everything that I have, send it out to everyone now.
Yes.
Okay, and then the only piece that I'm lacking is the GC questions.
And that will be at that meeting. That's the summative assessment. So that'll be the culmination. And then Susie, you'll record the consensus of the evaluation levels on the instruments. So what you'll have essentially is a package of the evaluation documents. So all of Margarita's documents, and then the summative one that would be signed by you, Susie. And that goes all into Margarita's personnel file.
Okay, so I compile everything together.
Yes.
Okay. The final report. Okay. Okay. Do we need Ashley anymore? If we're not going to do any more, Ashley, you can go because we're not going to do any more financial stuff right now.
Okay.
But we'll reach out to you too before we get to the point where we do a budget, and everything in the action items doesn't necessarily need to be done in a special meeting, but we know 5 and 6 do on our agenda, which is discussion and action on the budget and salary schedule, and then discussion and action on the approval for the principal and the business manager to submit
bars.
So we know we need to vote on those at the special meeting. So we'll make sure that you're available so you can talk to us about that.
Probably the bars or no?
And probably the bars too.
Okay.
So 4, 5, and 6, we'll probably do that. And the rest of it, we can kind of catch up on the next meeting. But but we'll reach out to make sure that you can do the meeting with us. And it'll probably just be a phone call,
Okay.
I think. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you, Ashley. Good night.
Okay, Kelly, anything else?
Just need to start thinking about next year. If the plan is to continue with PCSNM and the coaching model.
Yes.
We'll be doing our summer reach out and everything like that. But you all are interested in continuing? Is that it doesn't, it just has to be an informal. You don't have to vote on it.
Yes.
Yes. I would say yes.
We really appreciate having you be here. We really appreciate it. So yes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like I'm a member of the team, so.
Yes, you are.
Don't cut me off.
You definitely are. We feel like it too. Exactly.
So
okay, anything else?
I think that for us right now, just know that you all have completed your hours.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to get those reports together. Hopefully by the 1st of June, I will have everything to CSD and then out to you guys to have your records for. And if you need anything earlier, Margarita, do you guys have any other site visits or anything coming up? Okay, so June 1st is okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So make sure Margarita gets your room reserved and we pay for it and all that when you come down in June.
I'll reach out that they're around the 1st when we talk about the report.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Kelly.
Absolutely.
Yes, we're having you do your. You're not getting away from us.
I'm good. I'm glad you said that.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to superintendent's report.
Jack, I didn't see it. Do you have it where you can share it?
Do you need to add the other students' names that were added tonight so that they show in the minutes? There were 10 students tonight.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
I just looked at that and I thought, I'm past 8 and I've got more coming.
So what happened was I wrote this and then teachers like, oh, can I send it to you? I'm late.
Okay.
Yeah.
So be sure to have those two.
Yes, and I wrote them in.
Okay.
Thanks, Jack. So I'll go ahead and start. I know that Dr. Cecilia probably wants to see it on her screen, and you all have the superintendent's report. I do want to go over the dashboard, and the dashboard that I wanted to share today is how our students are doing on MAPS. So the MAPS is our short cycle assessments. At the middle of the year, our students had, the expectation was to grow by 1 point at least. And so in math, 40% of our students increased by 1. In English, we had 2 sections. The reading part, we had 31% of our students increase. Language usage, 30% increased. And then in science,
wow,
65%. It is. And mind you, she is an alternative licensed teacher. So that means she doesn't have formal teaching experience or pedagogy.
Who is
Ms. Hernandez? She's pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah. And so these are great scores. Right now, we are in the middle of doing our end of year testing. And from what teachers are kind of sharing is that our kids are doing great, much better. And so again, middle of the year, it's a long test. And again, this probably will reflect how our students are doing on the SAT. Right. So last year, our students, 22% of our students were proficient in science. Right. And so again, this is kind of reflective of what our students are doing. And so next, hopefully in June, in June, I will have the end of year results. Things that are happening with the school. Did you get it, Jack?
Yes.
Thank you. With the school. So right now, if you all remember in December, we had to go up to Santa Fe and present to the commission and what we were going to do to increase our testing participation. That was a red area. Year before, 2 years ago, we were at 64% participation. Last year, we were at 72% participation. And this year, it looks like in the SAT, we were at 95%.
How much work have you done on that? Oh my God, she's chased kids down in the hall, had alternative times for them to come. You have worked your fanny off to make that happen.
Yeah.
You have done a great job.
Great job. That's amazing.
Yes, we're so proud of her. And then in science, I think we were probably going to be sitting at 93%. Yeah. We just needed one more kid to come in and the window closed.
Called them all week.
And so for our SAT participation, we're looking at 95. Did we get the medical exemption? We don't know yet.
We don't
know yet. Yeah. So it's either 97% or 95% participation. So we're hoping that will now be green.
That's amazing.
I know.
That's been a lot of work.
Yeah. And so our students did receive, they got to pick which prizes they earned, and they were so excited about that. April 30th, our daycare was reviewed to become a 5-star daycare. We still haven't received the results. They said that would probably be 2 weeks or so to get it. But the daycare felt very strongly about it. And the lady who reviewed in her exit statement, she said, I can't believe you guys are this new. Right.
Yeah.
And so they went from 3 stars, they skipped 4 and they went straight to 5. So
wow.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll get it. I know Jade worked really, really hard. And then I know Miss Haley was finishing up some training over the weekend. And so they were really working hard to achieve that. Thank you. Thank you, Jack.
Can you see that now, Cecilia?
Our attendance coach visit, we met with Jim, and he's our attendance coach, and we met with him at the end of, thank you, Jack, at the end of April. And there's a few things that Francis and I are going to work on before we go back and meet them on May 17th. Just today, a new grant came out. It's a grant. It didn't say how much money, but it's a commitment from a school for over 3 years to work on attendance. So I'm assuming that will come. It said how much money do you need? And it was between 50 and 100,000, and then the other levels. But that's the one that I chose. So we'll see if I don't know what that's going to come. It just said, do we intend to apply? And so I applied. So it will be a 3-year commitment. And then I believe this that we're working on now will be a two-year commitment. So we'll see if we continue next year. I don't know, but Francis and I will be up there again on the 17th. That's why we didn't go to the attendance conference. Because we're part of this pilot. We did have our CSI visit, and that was on the 29th, and that was the day that we had the power outage, and we had our meeting outside in our patio. It was a beautiful day, thank goodness. Yes. They requested several documents about our progress toward graduation. They were disappointed that we only had a 1.3 increase. But my thing is, well, at least we didn't decrease.
Right.
And they're always a year behind. So all of the work that we're doing now won't be reflected. Yeah. It's always a year behind. And so, we've done attendance efforts. We've made
a lot this year.
We've done a lot this year.
Yeah.
And so we'll have an increase in our graduation rates. The expectation is that we're at 65%. We will make every possible effort to get there. But again, this week we had students say, I just want to drop out. I don't want to come to
so close.
And so again, it's our population, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, we're going to continue to do the best for our kids. Next year, we're talking about things that we're doing, looking at next year. We're going to continue the independent study classes because I think that that's been powerful for our students, where they work just with teachers. And that's instead of doing summer school, we want to implement independent study.
Oh,
So we're going to try to do independent study throughout the year versus summer school.
Oh,
Yeah, because our teachers need a break too.
yeah.
Fun Friday, we did cycles, and our kids were very happy with that. We had Parks and Rec here. Library services canceled on us, so we didn't have that. But we had mural painting, and we'll walk out when we leave. We'll walk down this flight of stairs so that you can see how far we are in our mural. We did a cycle with PE, and then we did a Mother's Day craft. And we did receive $25,000 from Senator Bill Souls for capital money. We're working on our side patio, so we're going to probably spend about $10,000 refurbishing our side patio because it's time. It's already been 10 years.
And it gets a lot more use than we thought it would.
Yes,
it gets a lot of use.
Yeah. So with the community, we had our second community night. Thank you, Miss Susie and Dr. Cecilia, for joining us. We had about 77 students and family members and visitors, and 21 agencies set up their information booths or tables. We had prom on the 29th. We had donations from American Linen, Mateo's, Santa Fe Grill helped us with the reduced price. So we had about 75 kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
The pictures are fun of the.
Yeah.
I like those. I like them.
Yeah. And so professionally, I was just at a coaching meeting this past week. On May 17th, Francis and I will be at the attendance meeting, and I believe Miss Elena, who's our social worker, she'll be joining us on that meeting. It's a Saturday. June 10th and 11th will be the state charter conference. I don't know if, are you going?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was gonna ask.
Well, you can go. Yeah, if you want to come, I'll book you a room. And
no, my mom's there.
Oh,
I'm not gonna have you spend money for that.
Yeah, so just sign up.
Okay, I'll sign up. I'm not sure if I can.
Okay.
Because I'm doing the reading program.
Oh, yes. So yes. And then I need to use some of my vacation days. So I put a few, probably like 8. I need to.
That's not allowed.
Yeah, use them. I know Miss Montoya's like, what? We won't have kids. Yeah. One thing I wanted to add is we did hire a second security guard.
Yes. Oh, okay.
He will start on May 19th. He will come on full time. I worked out his schedule to where he will walk out with us at night at 7:15. So we worked on that schedule. We will have one of our security guards the first half of summer school, and then the other one will work the second half of summer school because we're going to continue with the metal detector.
Right. Can't let up now.
No. This morning there was another shooting.
Yeah,
I know. By Lynn Middle School.
And one of our students our students know it was a fatal shooting.
Yes, it was.
And so our students know the young man who passed away.
And the young man who passed away was one of our online students. We had to recently drop him because he wasn't doing a lot of work online, but he
had been one of our students.
So
keep metal detector.
Yeah, so we're going to continue.
Yes,
I'm really happy that graduation is over there.
The more you think about
it.
Yeah. And then we had been, talking about security for graduation, and we did go ahead and add. There was a $600 fee to bring in NMSU police, but I will feel more comfortable with that presence for graduation. So they will be on campus. So, at the convention center. And so that's it for us right now.
Okay.
Questions?
Anybody have anything else they want to talk about?
Was that young lady the one that was not sitting with the other kids? Is she listed on here?
No. That's what Margaret was saying. She got their names after she put this together.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I thought these guys is who you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. No.
Of them that aren't on here because they were. I count. We were sitting there. 8, and then somebody came from the back, and somebody else came from the back, and I was like, Okay, now we're at 10.
Yeah.
So she's gonna make sure they get in the minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I wrote them down, because I worked on this, and then on Monday afternoon, when I left campus to go to my meeting, they sent them in later.
Oh,
And so I didn't add them to there, but yes, they will be added.
Okay, does anybody have anything else?
Do we know when we're looking at for the special meeting?
No, and I don't have my actual physical calendar here. What's y'all's schedule like? Cecilia, when are you back in town?
I'll be back on Sunday.
So it could be one day next week. And we'll get a hold of Ashley and see when she's available. And it shouldn't be a long one. It's just we'll let Ashley go over the financials again. And then we'll talk about the budget, see if there's any questions there. So it still shouldn't be a long meeting.
Yeah.
So,
Miss Jessica, when are you free? Like at 5? Is that or 4:30?
Well, now I don't have any math club, so I am done at 3:45. So after 3:45,
you're free.
I'm free.
Because we can set it up on Zoom.
Okay.
You have math club?
Yeah.
That's cute.
I do. I have math club for 3 to 5 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday. I have second graders.
Okay.
But not anymore.
Okay. You know what? We'll send out an email saying, what about the state, and what kind of
Any
time
will work for me.
Okay. So it needs to be before June 1st.
Yeah.
So
the following week will be the harder week for me. I thought it was this next week, but
so Dr. Hernandez, what time in the afternoon is a good time for you?
At this point, it's okay. Anytime's okay. If we're doing it on Zoom, that's even easier. I don't teach anymore, so. And I'm not planning on being out the rest of this month, so.
Okay.
All right, so let me just look at mine and see what.
And Susie, you don't need me because I've got 5 board meetings in 4 days next week.
Okay,
That third week is my slam week, and the way the month fell, and I've got 5 meetings in 4 days.
Wow. Okay, we won't bother you about it then. We won't get you in on it.
You guys got your finance credit, so you're good. And so just that's do send the materials though, because I use that all for documentation, Margarita.
Okay,
perfect.
Yes, I will. Well, it's all the same. I'll just send you the agenda. Well, I'll send everything.
Just send everything. I'll just keep it all. I just won't be able to get to the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we wait for Dr. Status?
Yeah, we're going to talk to her too. So see when she's good and when she's back. If it's Thursday afternoon, I have a meeting at 3 that should go till 4 on Thursday afternoon. We could do it right after that. Wednesday afternoon, I have one from 3 to 5. So.
And we're in staff meeting on Wednesday afternoon.
On Wednesday afternoon. So maybe Thursday, like at 4.
Okay.
But we'll check on that. So that's May 15th. Try 4 o'clock. So I'll check with everybody. We'll get Margarita to check with everybody, Ashley and everybody, see if that works.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Cecilia, I know you can't see me. My computer died.
Okay.
It said, going to sleep. Bye. And it just shut down.
Well, my phone nearly did that. So.
All right. So we are adjourned if everybody's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Adjourned. Thank you.
Right.
You guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.